Right, testing audio. Right, testing audio. Works. All right. We are in a little bit later than I wanted to. I was hoping I could get an early start today, but it just didn't work out, sadly. Um, Good afternoon, anyone, everyone. I have run out of dungeon things to do, or at least I sort of have. The only one that I can think of left to do that I haven't really tackled is the Domain of Anguish in Nightfall, which is kind of an interesting one. In a way, it's kind of like Fissure of Woe or Underworld, in that it's like a large map and there's like sub quests within it, as opposed to just being a dungeon that you start, you enter, you go through, you get a chest. This one's kind of divided into like four areas, and it's actually kind of cool how they did it. It's divided into four areas, but you can enter from this outpost. You can enter any of the four areas, whichever one you start with. But then once you complete an area, you can just continue and keep going through the rest of them, or you can just map back to town. If you stay in the domain and keep going through each subsequent area, it gives you more and more rewards, which is kind of cool. Now I remember this. I do remember this area is kind of hard, so I'm going to go ahead and bring consets in. I don't have many essences of celerity. I'm also going to bring some summons and a little death penalty removal. I now, full disclosure, I have made a practice run or two at each of the rooms in Domain of Anguish just to kind of see what's in there. And I've actually been able to hold my own with my hero team. I was able to complete Ravenheart Gloom and City of Torka with the hero team fairly easy. The other two, Stygian Vale and Foundry of Failed Creations, I can fight in them, but I died. Honestly, just a stupid mistake, so I'm hopefully not going to die this time. I'm going to start by going in the City of Torka. I'm not sure how you even pronounce that. Tell me about the Marganite City of Torka. I don't remember any of the lore behind this. So, City of Torka was a prison, but now the Marganites flourish within its walls. They hope to elevate Malix the Unyielding in Abaddon's place. Torka is a dangerous place held by the great Marganite tactician Lord Jadoth. Implacable and dangerous foe. Alright. And also, since I remember this area being rough, I'm skipping the usual hard mode start and just going straight. Straight for normal. And while I am bringing consets with me, I'm going to save them for somewhat known trouble spots that I've had, at least. The Marganites hold fast in the city called Torka, with reinforcements arriving from all across the realm of torment. Do not break their stranglehold soon. They'll have enough force to press us back. Clear out Marganites. Yes. Alright. Oh, drat. I was hoping I'd be able to pull that group. But it looks like we're going to get this group instead. This is the big trick with this area is over aggro is the big risk. Oh, I got meekness, which slows down my attacks. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I am actually going to resign. There's something very important I forgot to get. I forgot to swap out Pain Inverter for the Lightbringer's Gaze, because this hurts the pretty much everything in the domain of Anguish. A lot. Monarch Server takes 100 holy damage and is interrupted, and it strikes one additional foe in the area for each rank of Lightbringer, and I have max Lightbringer on this character. So that's, I think, like, what, up to 10 extra foes? Or 9 extra foes? Alright, trying this again. Clear out the city. Let's see if we can get these guys quick before that other group comes down. And not quite quick enough. Key. The Anarchies are the monks, and are therefore a high priority. I just like to get rid of these gobbies. They're necromancers, and they don't actually hurt all that much. But as we saw before, if they put weakness on, or meekness on me, it can really slow me down. Alright, the rest are just martial characters. Alright, with that, we've got our initial area. How are we doing on minions? 11 minions, alright. There's all these guys up on this wall that can't actually reach. It's not really. There's another monk over here. Kind of got double aggro, but actually these Marganites are kind of the least threatening mobs in the domain. So actually aggroing two groups of them usually isn't too bad. Alright. Go and start clearing some of the rest of the wall here. What bit that we can. I don't actually... I have my bow and arrow, but he's obstructed. I can't actually hit him from here. I can only use my cast spells. Now we're going to need to actually back off, because there's a real risk of over aggro. Oh, we've got trolls coming in, maybe. We should be able to get this group before we really have to worry about them. Oh, here they come. Alright, who do we have? An Anarsu, which is an elementalist. Oh, I thought I was targeting the Su. Guess not. Yep. Our guys are cruising. Now, I am going to... Got one minion going after those guys. I'm going to leave them sort of come down here. Because you can somewhat easily pull separate groups down here. Times I've been in here, I don't know what this ring is for. It's like a little amphitheater or stage, but there's no... I think there's any lore behind it or anything. Oh, we're gonna get both groups. Alright, fine. We'll do this. Alright. The monk is down. Elementalist is down. Let's see about getting this mesmer. And I do have concepts with me, but I'm only going to activate them at a couple of trouble spots I've had. And the City of Torka actually is pretty easy, so I'm not likely to activate it here. There is a possibility I'll need to activate it right at the end, because there's a group, like where the boss is, sometimes it like aggroes 3 groups all at once and they don't really separate. Alright, yeah, there's that guy. Now we'll start clearing the rest of... Clear the rest of the wall. It's a good thing I've got a lot of casters in my party, because otherwise this would be tough to... And I can toss an assassin up there on the wall, which is handy. Oh, this guy I can actually hit. Usually they're obstructed by the wall. Yeah, like that. Alright, and that guy ought to die shortly. Oh, super aggro. Yep, we're gonna have to back up off of this. But we got that anarchy first, which is kind of what I wanted. About to get sandwiched from the other side, so... Yeah, let's get our guys out of here. They can chew on our minions and such in the meantime. Oh no! We lost our minion master. She must be body blocked. Okay, that's an issue. That's an issue. I'm just gonna have to wait for those patrols to reset a little bit. Oh no, 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 no. Ah, darn it. Forgetting that she's got her own res. I kind of want to... I want to drive the res stuff. Let's get you up first. Now... Minion Master's likely to die almost immediately. Yep. Well, we're gonna have to deal with this group here. Okay, now maybe we can get that up. Or maybe we can't. Oh shoot, we're about to get sandwiched again. What is going on? Why won't she move? Oh! She's like stuck on an invisible wall. Well, looks like we're gonna have to deal with these guys. Here, if you want to res her, that's fine. Alright. Should be dead bodies here that she can get some minions up. Yep, there they go. Well, that was a lot uglier than I wanted, but through at least. Just having to keep an eye on the compass because there's the patrols in this area. I don't really quite know. grab an extra here. Let's get this Enter Sue. Can. Now, I never actually played Domain of Anguish too much. It was always a kind of a group area, and I wouldn't run with too many groups too often. Just because, you know, I need to always be prepared to bail out, and I always hate leaving teams in the middle of something, so I tended not to group up too much. But I did try some farming. Some farming builds. Now and again, not too much. I was able to cook up my own, oh, just got a big lag spike. I did at one point cook up my own Domain of Anguish hero team. And I was kind of proud of it. But it's been so long since I played that I've since lost all those builds. You know, those are several computers back, and I, you know, forgot to back up any of that stuff, so. What I'm running with now, I have Jin as kind of my default, you know, kind of favorable winds Barrage Splinter. And then the other, I've got a Minion Master, and then I've got, I guess they're somewhat meta, you know, Necromancer Writ, you know, Ritualist, and 2 Mesmer characters. One's running E-Surge, I think the other one's running Panic? Not sure. I'll actually have to double check. Ari is running E-Surge. Gwen is running Panic, yeah. And ordinarily, I think you're supposed to run like 3 Mesmers, but since I wanted to have Jin in the party, and myself, because I'm not running, you know, a meta build either. Counting down to just 2. Good work. Purging the city may be a temporary measure, but allows us to foothold for the rush into the Ebony Citadel. Malix the Unyielding must pay. Oh, yeah, that's one thing. I think I've only ever fought Malix the Unyielding once. When I was originally starting the stream, I figured I'll just go through the four zones. I had not considered actually even trying to fight Malix. I don't know that I will. I mean, it of course depends if I can actually make it through all the areas. It's a very big if. This is the part where I might potentially have to set a, or use a con set. Not for this group, but the leader group is up here. But the problem is sometimes when I try to pull him down, he pulls like 3 groups together, which is difficult. Let me flag some stuff. Carrot! Welcome in there, Carrot. How are things going with you today? Oh, I am going to set my pet to passive because I do not want him charging in on these guys. How are things going with you? I am attempting Domain of Anguish run. I don't know exactly how this is going to go, but ooh, okay, pet can go on attack again. Oh, this guy's a monk. Uh-oh, and now we lost our... Alright, he is a monk no more. Alright, that was ugly. It's a lot uglier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, 3rd day after the booster shot. Oh, okay. Sore and tired feeling. I'm doing alright. I'm seeing if I can possibly do this. Nice to hear you got your booster. I'm sorry it's affecting you. I had my booster, what, I think 2 months ago? And fortunately it didn't really affect me too much. I think I felt like a little tired, a little run down, but not too badly at least. I remember when I got, you know, the original vaccination and I had my second dose. The first shot didn't really hit me at all. I mean, sore shoulder, but that was about it. But the second one is the one that kind of flattened me a little bit. It didn't even really flatten me so much as it just... I just felt kind of achy all over and just kind of weary. But it was only for a day. Or I should say, it lulled me into a false sense of security, because the second day afterwards felt fine. Until I went to, I was feeling fine, and I was like, oh, yeah, there's no big deal. I'll go ahead, I'll clean cat boxes. Which, we have these big, like, here, I'm going to back off a little bit. One of our cats is a big Maine Coon, and he insists on peeing and pooping standing up, so we had to get these giant Rubbermaid bins. So cleaning cat boxes is cleaning these giant bins, you know, mainly just for this one guy. And it turned out just doing that, it just completely took the wind out of me, you know, the second day after the shot. It's like, oh wow. I felt fine until I had to exert myself. Everyone says it makes you tired. Okay with the first 2. My brother, the second shot, him just absolutely destroyed him for a couple of days. He got me a little scared about not about getting the vaccine, but just, you know, what it's like, oh man, how bad am I gonna feel after this? And then I had it, and it's like, oh, I just felt kind of dull and achy for a day, and then surprisingly winded the second day, and that was about it. So I got off kind of easy in that respect. Why am I not able to get this monk? Get that monk! Yay. Oh, because there's 2 monks in there, no wonder. see. Jedoth is a Paragon. Okay, I won't worry about him just yet. Nightmare Spear, gold. Get rid of everybody else except for Jedoth. Because it got it bad. Yeah, that's like how my brother was, you know. Although he did get his booster, and the booster didn't really affect him too much, at least. It was really just that second shot. So, I mean, still better than having the actual virus, so still a win. 10 Nightmare Spear. What does this actually look like? Oh, it's kind of like almost like a primeval type of spear, I guess. Oops, no, wrong. No, that is the right bow. Hey there, Coast. Yep, I'm attempting DOA. I just got through City, and which usually usually when I'm doing these dungeon runs, I try to go in fresh, like not having done any rehearsals. But it's like, no, Domain of Anguish. I remember it's a bit of an issue, or at least it was for me. So I did do some practice runs over the course of this week. I cheated. Just enough to remember kind of what goes on in here. And actually I was generally able to do okay as long as I didn't over aggro stuff. Over aggro was the big... is where I would always get into trouble. The darkness enemies can drop a green bow. Can they now? Is it any good? I mean, I like the bow that I've got already, but... oh, I saw that barrage. I saw that barrage. So yeah, in my practice runs, I was able to complete City, you know, without too much issue. Unless the last boss group, you know, was like too close with the other groups. Sometimes I wasn't able to pull them independently of the other groups. Okay. Let's get this wind darkness guy. And I was also able to do Ravenheart Gloom. Ravenheart Gloom was actually surprisingly easy with this. I mean, the last boss group, I nearly wiped to it just because there were so many additional spawns that I didn't know were there. But I was able to get away and res my team back up. Oh, some scepters as well. Carrot, just got all the way to the falls and can't get in because I don't have mocks. The falls? What do you need? I mean, do you mean the zone, the falls? Oh, you're doing a quest. There's like a quest for Mox, isn't there? And I guess you need to go there with him in your party. That sucks. If that's what I'm thinking. I have done that myself as well, though. I'll go on a quest. Requires hero. And get there and realize, oh, I didn't bring the hero I needed. Zin's Lair. If we are to defeat the Dreadspawn Maw, we must fight our way through its children. Some will be fully formed demons, but many of its spawn will only be half-formed and not yet have their full strength. One thing you can be certain of, the Maw's demonic forces will be near boundless. Help find the demonic hordes. Sure. Now I remember the first time trying this, these like Stygian hungers. I mean, they're almost like, they're kind of like touch rangers. They're touch necro guys, and they could wipe out your party pretty quick. But practice runs that I was doing, it's like they seem like not a big deal. I don't know if they got nerfed or if... let's see. Oops, nope. Put her there, her there, her there. Come on. Keep coming. Come back, pet. They're gonna wipe you out. Alright, there we go. And it seems to me there is an old farming build you could use to farm these guys. I'm sure there's a lot of farming builds for farming Domain of Anguish. There. Undead versus undead. This is what we want. Also toss enemy of assassin. Or maybe these hungers are really bad, it's just they're getting so stuck on minions that it really doesn't matter. You know what, I'm going to move everybody a little bit closer. We seem to be having trouble holding... Right. And I mentioned earlier in this stream, it's like usually I don't bring consets with me. I did bring them for this run, but I'm gonna save them for some spots that I had trouble on some of my earlier test runs. I don't like to use consets, mainly because I don't have many. I'm not a rich Guild Wars 1 player, so I tend to save consets. Actually, a lot of times I just forget I even have them, but I did bring them for this run. And I might activate them later on in the Stygian in this zone. There's one boss that almost instantly wiped my whole party this one time. Although, the next day I made another run at Stygian and I got to that boss and he had a completely different build. So I guess there's like some it randomizes the bosses you face. Some of these zones. Whoa! Hey. Okay. Well, I guess they're, here. Get how many waves of these there are. It seems to go on forever. Come on, guys. Or maybe this isn't too bad just because I got Together as One. I swear, Together as One feels like a get out of jail free skill. You just always have health regen, you're always hitting a bit harder. They're all coming. They didn't ball up very nicely on that one. You know what I've found? I've found the assassin, the Ebon Vanguard assassin, is sometimes really, really good if you toss it out into a group of bad guys. Sometimes they'll just all ball up on him. Even if you're within range, they'll still ball up on him. Which is awesome. When it happens. It doesn't always happen, though. Here's another thing that I keep forgetting. Some of you may have noticed, is that I'll go to apply Splinter Weapon on myself, only to already have Splinter Weapon. I keep forgetting that Jin also has Splinter Weapon. Sometimes she'll put it on me instead of herself. I hope this is the last wave. Oh, there are more coming, right? Oh, you know what I can activate now, though? I can bring a little helper. Looks like I got a raptor this time. Got a bunch of summon. I've got a lot more summoning stones than I have concepts, so I'm better about bringing those. Just gonna unflag everyone. Just have everyone charge in. But they are really They're vampiring me and the raptor quite a bit. It's a little more chaotic, but oh, I got my pet attack too. There we go. Destroy the demon underlords to release magical bindings. I need to be careful of aggro in this area. Because of course I've got minions with me, which cause a lot of unintended aggro. I don't get the environmental effect in normal mode. Apparently not. What is the environmental effect? I'm assuming it's bad, or it would be bad for me. Which, I'm glad I'm running in normal mode. I know this run is going to take quite a while, so I wasn't going to... I figured I wouldn't waste time with hard mode, because that would be a likely fail right off the bat. So, each part has a different one. That makes sense, actually. Actually, you know, I think... Come to think of it, don't the zones have debuffs just in the campaign? Like in the regular Realm of Torment? Like the missions and such? There are zones that have environmental issues? I seem to remember that being a thing. I haven't run any Nightfall missions, or at least Gate of Torment missions, in quite a while. In City, you lose energy when casting and attacking. Ah, okay. Yeah, that could hamper things. And yeah, there's effects in other zones. Yeah, I seem to remember that being a thing. Stygian Underlord is right here. We might be able to burst him down. Oh, my pet's gone. Raptor's doing alright, though. Go ahead and clear these guys off. In Stygian Vale, you take 50 damage every time you block or dodge an attack. Foundry, environment effect, you lose 10 health every second you're moving. So in Foundry, do not move. I seem to remember that Foundry effect, actually. I don't remember that it was in Foundry, but I remember being in pain when having to move somewhere. I forget where it was, though. Gloom, all attacks have a 50% chance to miss. Ooh. That one would suck. At least for me. Not so much for my team, because most of them are casters, but for me, missing an attack, that would be bad news. City, lose 2 energy every time you use a skill or attack. That would also be bad. No, this area is just a lot of hidden groups. Thank you, Jin, for the splinter. That time I caught it. That time I noticed she put it on. So very stubborn enemy. It's going to take us forever to get over there just because there's all these hidden groups. Haha, interrupted that vampiric. Uh-oh, got a Torment Claw. I do not have an interrupt up for it. Let's get this group. Stop that. It's kind of working out how the minions are slowly aggroing things. Sort of at the right speed for us. I know when I get to Foundry, I will feel differently about them. About that. Oops, Torment Claw. So many. Oh, but that's the underworld. Get him and we're good. Raptor's a boss tank. He's doing well. Uh-oh, got a claw. Interrupt that. Yeah, I'm glad I got that raptor. He seems to be doing well. Oh, well, every now and then he dips. Every now and then he gets hit really hard by something. It's like, okay, we got the boss, but we just keep getting these other guys. Oh, you know what I didn't bring? Or I didn't bring enough of is lockpicks. I think I've got like 2 lockpicks. The Necro Elite. Oh, Grenth's Balance is doing it. Yeah. That would indeed do it. Alright. And we're going to aggro this one too. I just want to be done with aggro. Okay. You know what? At this point, there's only these 2 guys here. The completionist part of me is just like, just get those other 2. It's actually, especially because I'm going to be running down through these channels later on, so I don't want to be accidentally aggroing these guys. Especially when they have range. This one has ranged attacks, so. Alright, now. See the Adept of Whispers. Yeah, Domain of Anguish. I like the challenge of it. I like. Oh, uh-oh, we've got more guys. But I don't think I spent a lot of time in here because I didn't really like the aesthetic of it. I mean, it's so dark and nightmare-y. Where's my rainbows and sunshine happiness dungeon? You know, what's that? I come in here, I just kind of get depressed. Don't get me wrong, it's good level design, it's good environmental design. Sometimes I'd like to be in a happier environment. Do the Domain of you know what? Do the Domain of Anguish quests, the difficulty and everything. Put that in pre-searing. You know, or in a pre-searing environment. That'd be cool. Diablo 3 has rainbow stuff. Actually last night I started playing Lost Ark a little bit since it just went free to play. Oh, wait a minute. Now that we've weakened the Dreadspawn Maw's demonic forces, we must proceed into the spawning tunnels and destroy the Stygian lords. Alright. Our defenses are clear, many demons have been slain. Now we seek out and destroy the Stygian lords. There's 4 great demons. Dreadspawn Maw's inner circle. Slay them all to do it. Alright. Yeah, I started playing Lost Ark a little bit last night. I don't really know what I think of it yet. I'm typically not a fan of the forced isometric camera, you know, the games. Like Diablo. Although then I have to take that back immediately, because it's like, well, no, wait, I played Torchlight, and I played Hades a lot, and enjoyed them. There are some pop-ups here. Yep, there they are. Try and engage them just one at a time. But yeah, so far Lost Ark just feels a little kind of weird. I kind of like the combat of it, but it feels like there's so much stuff tacked into it. You know, just MMO tropes, so it's like, okay, go here, you know, talk to this guy, do this. A lot of stuff that honestly I don't care about. But here's how you get your mount. I'm like, I don't care about a mount. Did I play PoE? Is that is that Path of Exile? And by the way, RS 1210, welcome to chat. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. It didn't alert me that it's first time chat, but welcome. Path of Exile. You know, I do not recall if I've played Path of Exile. I think I have it in my Steam library. I think it's one of those games you have in your Steam library, but I can't remember if I ever actually played it or not. Or if I did, I maybe opened it up once. I should look. Or it's also possible I have it on my Steam wish list. That's also possible too. Played it for like 2 days or so. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna look right now. So I've got Steam up. I do not have Path of Exile in my library. Do I have it on my wish list? Because I remember the name. Oh, I don't have it on my wish list. Why do I know that name then? I do not know. Path of Exile. I'll bring it up and I'll take a look at it later on. So apparently, no, I have not played Path of Exile. Doesn't cost anything. Oh, okay, so it's like a free-to-play kind of thing. Oh, there's the gate to Ravenheart Gloom. Assuming Stygian goes well, that will be the gate I'll be using. How big it? Yeah, that's this area is huge. Because this was city, and this whole area is Stygian. You know, actually, what I really didn't like right off the bat on Lost Ark was you have to choose your profession, which is fine. You know, of course, you always have to do that. But then you have to choose your specialization like right away. And I thought I had read somewhere it's like you don't have to do that until you're like level 10 or something. But when I played the game, it told me, okay, you're like in my case, you're a martial artist. Great. Now what kind of martial artist do you want to be? Do you want to be this, or this? I'm like, well, I'd kind of like to play generally a little bit before I know exactly what I want to be. So I was a little surprised by that. I chose Soul Fist. I don't remember exactly why. I think I saw just like an overview video somewhere, and that seemed like a kind of a good balance. Class for me. I kind of wanted to play Ranger just because I always play Ranger in games, but I didn't like that the Ranger was gender locked to be male, and I lost my pet. Although I was talking to my brother last night about this. I wasn't going to play the Ranger because it's like I like to play as like a female Ranger, and I was annoyed that I couldn't in Lost Ark. Or at least not currently. I guess they're going to add them later. But as I was playing my martial artist, it really annoyed me how overdone. I mean, it's like Terra in terms of your character is wearing, 6-inch heels, and just the posing and the animation of the female characters is so over the top. It's like, you know what? I'd probably be okay. This is it's too far, you know. It's a little too over the top with the sexy-mation. So I might roll a Ranger later and try it out. That is the path back to the middle. Yeah. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about, is them balling up nicely on the assassin. When it happens, it's nice to see. Interrupted Grant's balance. What's my inventory doing? It's starting to get crowded. Now, I might pop a concept for this next Underlord boss, because on one of my practice runs, he came up as an Earth Elemental, and he like instantly Sandstorm wiped us. It was quite ridiculous how fast it was. Oh man. Plus the concept also might just help speed things up a bit too. We've got incoming over here. Oh, they're not going to come all the way, though. What are we doing on minions? Oh, we're up at 11 minions. Okay. Alright, this one. Yeah, I brought consets. Might as well use them. I'm gonna see if I can draw out his hidden forces first, though. There they are. Oh, Raptor! Shoot! Raptor gonna die. Ah. Bye-bye, Raptor. Oh, but I can bring up another one. Got a Gaki now. Okay. Now. Yep, there's the Gaki noises. This is kind of fortunate that the mobs are far enough separated from the Underlord that we can kind of clear them out without having to fight the boss just yet. Chain Lightning. Alright, he's an air elementalist this time. Which means we should be able to take him. Oh, shoot! There was Sandstorm. Oh. This guy was using air skills and Sandstorm. Okay, so he doesn't actually change builds. And we lost the Gaki right away to him. Oh well. 10 minutes. Well, he served me well. He took the hits for me, I guess. suppose one of these days I should look and see what the generic Domain of Anguish farming setup is these days. We've got a patrol down here. I'm gonna clear these guys out first, actually. I imagine Domain of Anguish farming is probably either down to assassins or dervishes. It seems to always be what the farming classes are. Right. Ooh. Okay. Guess we're going a little farther forward.
And I love you,
Oh.
random citizen.
Feel good Inca. Thank you. Thank you for the follow there. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. I guess we're gonna wake up this Torment Claw. Actually, let's get this Heart Tormentor. Let's see, Sanity Tormentor. Well, now that the minions have aggro on everything. Stygian Lord is a Mesmer. Goes down quickly. Yeah, I swear, I don't play Minion Master on my Necromancer because it feels like a very passive thing to do. However, I love having Minion Masters in the party because minions serve as great distractions for the enemies. Great meat shields. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to get this group first. Well, let's see what happens if... Yep, come on there, Stygian Lord. Come on. That felt like cheating. Oh, Coast, you can solo it as a ranger? Oh, I assume you mean soloing DOA as a ranger. Like what ranger is that? Like a shadow form ranger, I'm guessing? I do not trust that group. I'm gonna hang out here because they might get hung up on these spirits. Yep, they did. Alright. I'm going to Whirling Defense is damage. Yep. That is a thing. I will have to look at that because I'm suddenly interested in farming Domain of Anguish. I mean, this obviously is a somewhat straightforward playthrough with the team, but it would be cool because you can get gemstones as normal drops. And I think you run through these caverns here, you get sandwiched a bit at some point. Yep, right there. They're coming in from the other side. But they're also getting hung up on spirits and minions, man. I love having them just for the distractions. Alright. Now, this guy up there, if I give him an assassin, that might distract him enough for us to run by. Oh, no, they're gonna follow us. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we're fighting. I guess my heroes fought and killed them. Alright, CD up to Whispers for reward. With gratitude of the Order of Whispers, who struck a great blow against the forces of Malix the Unyielding. What the? Oh, that's okay. Oh, shoot! Everybody out! So in my practice runs in Stygian Vale, I did not get this far. Okay, so there's a lot of Torment Claws here. And there's some Stygian... Oh, jeez. Whoa! Oh my god. Yeah. I feel a little bit baited. Oh, just a bunch of Torment Claws? Okay, I'll get them. And then just more and more keep popping up. Okay, we have gotten through the initial onslaught of... Oh, and this is doing damage. Destroy the Smothering Tendrils to inflict damage on the dead spawn. Okay. Yeah. So, Smothering Tendril. Okay. Let's see. Go, minions. I let the minions handle that side. Alright. Okay, I see what happens. So the Smothering Tendrils spawns all of the massive Stygian guys. So I need to attack them a little more carefully. Let's have everybody come back up here a little bit. So far, it feels like Stygian Vales must be the longest one. I mean, this one just keeps going. I know Foundry is kind of long, too, but... yeah, let's keep going this way, I guess. Back up, wait for things to... Yep. Yeah, this is actually kind of the last, when I started this stream up, the original idea was just to, like, run a dungeon. Like, every Saturday I'd run an old dungeon that I like doing. I've kind of run out of dungeons to do. This was the last one I could think of. There's Deep and Urgos as well, but those are like 12-man party ones. I imagine someone's cooked up a 8-man hero team you can use to run it. Run those. Take a look. Shoot! Oh, shoot. I didn't realize there was a Stygian or Smothering Claw in there. But yeah, I'm going to need to consider, it's like, Domain of Anguish is kind of the last sort of elite dungeon-ish area I could think of. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my Saturday streams now. I'm thinking, because I do still need to do Winds of Change on this, my primary character. So I might start doing some of that. My Saturday stream might go from being a dungeon stream to just being a miscellaneous stream. Or, honestly, I might just keep, just go back and run dungeons again. Or try to do some of the ones that I've failed in hard mode on. Now that I've gone through them and have more recent memory. Maybe try to succeed in hard mode. Okay, Smothering Tendrils, we're about to get stuff. As surprising as that was, this was actually fairly under control. I think minions and spirits are taking the brunt of the hurtfulness. Oh, and that was it. Path to Ravenheart Gloom is open. So we don't even need to clear these. I will, just because they're in the way. And just because I want to talk to the NPC, but otherwise I have to go all the way around the other side. There we go. That's everybody. It's my inventory. It's getting full. Oh yeah, the Ravenheart door was back down this way. Where's the chest, though? Isn't there a chest? Stygian, there it is. Two Stygian gemstones. Inventory is full. Alright. Well, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go into Ravenheart. I'll pop a mercantile stone so I can sell some of this stuff. And then I will continue. Hey, wasn't that the path to Ravenheart? Or is it up here? Yep, there it is. Alright. Inventory break here. Literally the only feature of Guild Wars Toolbox that I like is the right-click identify all option. That would be handy. Actually, I'm low on some materials, so I should... salvage some of this stuff. At least some of the whites. Because I could use some iron. Or bone. Both of them is good. Are good, I should say. Okay. So, materials up here. I shall pop a merchant stone. Sell off some of this stuff. Is there anything good on that? Not really. Alright. Now, time for Ravenheart Gloom. A company of my finest men went behind enemy lines to assassinate several demon commanders. We've lost all contact with them, and I fear that they are lost. I need you to venture into the darkness and find out what has become of them. Do you have the guts? Like you need to ask. Now, let's get this Shard of Brilliance. I don't know that I actually need it. It's more just, it's so dark in here. It's kind of nice to have a light source. Oh, right. We get attacked right first thing, so... go after the Heart Torpedo. Right. Now there's all these little groups of... You know, you don't have to fight all of these, but I will fight a few of them. Just to clear paths of what I think I'm going to need. Keep going. I guess it's this way. Spaced out nice enough. You're just fighting one by one. Not a big deal. Are they up? I'm almost there. I think. Ah. Secret tunnel. Demons are ready to strike. Yeah, I think there's an assault that happens here. Which is good. It's like my concepts are about to run out. Although I was able to do this on a practice run without any... I shouldn't say anything. I really shouldn't say anything. I was able to do it before. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, they're coming. They're just distracted by some spirits that we previously had set up. Yeah, it's like, this has got to be the least interesting thing to watch, because it's so dark in here. It's like you can't even see anything. It's almost more like, for this battle, I should just make the compass large. Because honestly, I'm just looking up here to see where everybody is, because I can't see anything here. Tormentor. Alright, that's a monk. Good to get those for sure. Oh, interruptions. I think that's the last of the waves. Already. Yep. Sweet. Yeah, looks like talk to him. Go through the dark. Thank you for your assistance, my friend. It seems our message was doomed from the start. Well, the men thought it was funny. Anyway, we were unable to locate our targets. We did find something else of interest. The great portal that the demons used to move between worlds. Discovered the method by which the demons have breached our realm. It is imperative that we shut the portal down once and for all, not only for our sake, but for the sake of countless other lands. Are you with us? Sure. And goodbye, consets. That's alright. On my practice run, this level was actually the easiest one of the 4 zones. It's just annoyingly dark. And the end boss, it's kind of like a Titan. It's like you kill him and it spawns more stuff. It was very easy to get overwhelmed. So I'm going this way. I guess I'm gonna fight these guys. Yes, today's episode, just have your minion masters and your heroes and henchmen do everything for you. It's fine. I could be bringing that Shard of Brilliance with me, but honestly, it's kind of annoying to have to pick it up all the time. Oh, pets down. Oh hey, but you know what? We might be able to pull... There's already an ally from the summoning this instant. Ah, the merchant. The merchant is going to prevent me from bringing in another ally. I had not considered that. These guys, they have a skill, Call to the Torment. If I recall, you use that as they're dying, and if it completes, it spawns a second copy of himself. And it's like a stance. You can't really... it's not something you interrupt. You just have to hurry up and kill him before it completes. Fortunately, my team seems to be able to do that pretty well. Oh, we have Torment Claws here. And we're getting attacked from the side, from the back, from both sides. And we are losing people. And we are getting patrols coming in. Alright, let's back off a little bit. Or a lot. We're back to get Gwen here in a little bit, but first... Oh hey, the merchant! The merchant was with us. He's fighting. Oh, shoot. Alright. We've got some of the guys here with that we can kill here. Oh, yep. This is not good. Not good. That merchant is, merchant means business. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. Not good, not good. I say this is the easiest one. This is the closest we've been to wiping so far. Alright, it's just one guy. Maybe. Although it's Elias. You know what? Ally time. Got an Oni. Alright, Oni. Help tear it up. Oh shoot, if that torment thing happens. Damn it. Ah, lost Oni. Yeah, I should just back off. Now I don't have much choice. Here, get distracted by my assassin. Thank you. Okay. Oh shoot. It looks like he's coming back my way. Oh no. He sort of is. Man, these guys know exactly where to be to... Get a couple of them up. Be able to stand a chance here. Oh, okay. Oh, and I am not in a healthy position. Really, none of us are. Alright, well, one down. Let's go back and get Elias. Probably have to fight this guy. There we go. Wind's way over there. Now I think I did manage to close the portal. Get him. Ah, damn it. But yeah, we need to get Gwen back. Alright. Yeah. So we got the portal. Oh, shoot. Wasn't planning to fight these guys, but... oh, man. Blocking all that splinters really kind of hurts. And I see we have another group coming. We got another group coming. Back off a little bit. Let them deal with the spirits. Oh, we might be able to... here. Now that we've got our party back. There we go. And I think the boss spawn is in this area too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clear this group. Whoa. They really want Gwen dead. Alright, they want all of us dead. There we go. Alright, that was ugly. In a way, though, I'm kind of glad it went that way. It reminded me not to get complacent. Not to relax too much. And there's this one lone Earth Tormentor over here. Compass says go this way. it's around the tunnel this way. Is it here? Yeah. I don't know if you can tell on stream, but it actually has... The gloom is starting to lift a little bit. Your help was invaluable, my friends. There's still much left to do. The Order of Whispers needs your help. We remain here and track down our original targets. We shall not fail this time. Take aim. My troops have encountered a particularly nasty group of demons they dubbed Deathbringer Company. They've been sighted in the area and have decimated several of my patrols. In our present state, we haven't the strength to stand against them. Alright. Did our death penalty... Nice! Our death penalty is all gone. I don't know, it's still pretty dark. I think I can see a little bit further in the distance now, though. I could be carrying that shard of brilliance around, but it's just kind of annoying to always have to drop it and pick it back up. Alright, so we've got a Heart Tormentor and a lot of potential bodies for our minion master. Always welcome. Oh, there's some extra monk in here. Assume we're back up to... Oh no. You know what? Use Aura of the Lich. There's a number of bodies around here. Use. Thank you. Voice of Whispers. You know what? This guy's just hanging out on his own. Don't know exactly where this boss spawn is. I thought it was right here, but Deathbringer's dead, little stands in our way. Our victory is all but assured. Not quite. There's still something to do. Greater darkness. Shadows of Ravenheart Gloom consume the souls of the... There he is. Now this guy... He's like a titan in that when you kill him, he starts spawning a bunch of little guys, and the darknesses start spawning a bunch of little guys. So there's going to be a point here where we're going to have to run. Because there's just going to be too much. And I think it might be now. Yep, this is it. This is the part where we run. Why are you running back? So many. I think you can actually pull them individually, though. At least somewhat individually. Not as individually as I'd hoped. Yeah, you got one of them. Of course, it cost us 2 of ours. Well, here comes one guy. If they just come one at a time, we can get them. Whittle them down. Like so. So I'm going to bring her up. She will likely die. But she might inadvertently pull a smaller group, maybe. Or pull them onto those spirits. Yeah, there we go. We go. Now the groups are getting smaller. Uh-oh. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. This is a slightly larger group than I like, but I think we can get them. Yep, we seem to be getting them without any trouble. Oh, sorry, Kos, I didn't see you type something. Did Art of the Cave already in Gloom? Yeah, I did the cave, and where you get attacked. It was not a big deal, honestly. My concepts were still active when I did that. But on my practice run, I didn't even need the concepts for it. I just had enough minions and spirits that They never really fought me that, so. Alright, and the chest is there. This makes me happy. I should get 3 of the Ravenheart gems out of it. Torment. Okay. On to Foundry. Where the hell is the gate door to Foundry? Oh, there's a chest over here. Oh, I must have already opened that one. I'm guessing it must be over here somewhere. Okay, apparently I was wrong. I thought Gloom lightened up when you beat the bad guys and everything, but apparently not. Apparently it's just dark the whole time. Nope, that's a wall. Okay, I see. Alright, I see some... Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's a wall. Okay, now it's lightened up. Now I can actually see things, which means we must be close. There it is. Oh. Have Tiger attack. Okay, Foundry time. Now this is where I'm going to have consets up. Probably almost the whole time. Require your aid to mount a rescue mission in the Foundry of Failed Creations. You should know it is nearly impossible to gain entrance. Got a stitch in my back here. You should know it's nearly impossible to gain entrance into the Foundry. To reach those unfortunate enough to be taken inside this bastion of torture, you must pass through 4 chambers, each with its own challenge. If you somehow make it through the outer fences, look for a forgotten named Teclis. He's one of my best soldiers. Yeah, it seems to me the first 2 rooms aren't too bad, but the 3rd room... I'm going to go ahead and debate these. And... bring a helper. A snowman. Yeah, these first 2 rooms, it's just, they're very small rooms. And, the mobs individually aren't bad, but then when you kill them, it spawns another wave, like right on top of you. And you don't know what the next mob is going to be. Rage Titans, alright. Yep, Elementalists. Elementalists hurt. Not a fan. I mean, I like playing Elementalist. I do not like being on the receiving end of them. This room's really small. And torture webs. Torture webs are a high priority, because they like to searing flame and and meteor your party. Just like that. Alright, but that should be... well, yep, that's it. Now this next room... I play it a lot. This is over aggro. It's a larger room, but there's a lot of patrols in here. And if you aggro one, you kind of aggro the whole room. What I found is if you go to this opposite corner, there's slightly less likely to aggro all at once. I think this is the spot. So I'm going to set up camp here. And I want to wait for these torture webs, because here, all of these Titan groups, when you kill them, they start spawning lower level enemies, and a lot of them. So getting 2 groups of them at a time is really kind of a bad thing. I'm also going to turn pet to passive. I might be waiting here for a little while for those torture webs to come back. And the Dream Rider. The reason I want to get the torch webs first, well, A, they meteor and Searing Flame, which is really annoying. But if you kill them, they don't spawn extra enemies, whereas all the extra groups do, so it's one less group of potential spawners. Oh shoot, I've got the snowman with me. This might make things more difficult. Oh, and I used the assassin. Why did I use the assassin? Ah, and I got the Rage Titans in here. Kind of the worst group to get. But this is also why I flag my heroes to be a bit spread out. Alright. Oh, and now we have almost all the groups. Let's get the Dream Rider down. Oh no, there's still one group we haven't got. Dream Rider's almost down. Get the Dementia Titan. Alright. We might actually be okay. Anguish Titans turn to Despair Titans. Which then turn into Fury Titans. And you don't want too many of these guys running around. Alright, I think we are actually in a good spot. It's a bit dicey there for a second, but... Yay! Alright, now we can just get these misery guys. Oh, actually, shoot. These guys spawn Rage Titans, which... maybe I shouldn't have unflagged us. Alright, we're doing okay. We got it. Alright, that was room number 3. Now... number 4. It's just waves upon waves, guys, if I recall. Torture webs. Oh, just a mountain of Dementia Titans. Whoa! I don't know what did all that damage, but I'm glad. Now even more Titans. Oh hey, you know what? It looks like I can spawn another summon. A Siege Turtle. Nice. Come on, Lightbringer. There we go. Oh shoot! Even more! Ah, and there's a torture web. This group is actually not bad. I just really didn't want that. Alright, now I don't want this Stream Rider. Raccoons, welcome in. Gotta love the Lux Suns. Siege Turtles, man. Yeah, I want to know who the developer was at ArenaNet who was like, guys, I just thought of something. You know what would be really cool? We strap a cannon to the back of a turtle. Alright, I want... This might be a little risky, but I want to try and get these torture webs down, because I do not like the torture webs. We've got patrols coming in from either side. Alright, got the torture webs. I'm backing off. Yeah, I'm backing off. I'm gonna lose minions to some of these groups, but I don't want to be getting hit by multiple groups at a time. Better not be a tree hugger. You know, honestly, I've only been in Kurzik guilds, but it's not because I care about Kurzik. I really don't care. Either way. I'm not particularly into the tribalism stuff. Having said that, I do want to farm up Kurzik armor, or not Kurzik armor, Luxon armor. I got elite Kurzik armor on my ranger in my Hall of Monuments. And subsequently trashed it because I didn't actually like the look of Kurzik armor. It's just it was easy for me to get since I was in the guild, and we have lost our necromancer. Back off. Where's the siege turtle? Oh, geez, the siege turtle is just tanking everything. Yeah, let's just. Sorry, siege turtle. Horde for life. I played World of Warcraft very briefly, and I think I had like one character of each. I had one Horde character, one Alliance character, and I was like, I don't care. You know, I don't care for either one of them, really. So passive about that stuff, I guess. Alright. That's... Whoa! Okay, churning earth. That's right. There's a Rage Titan out there we need to deal with. Dealt with, but now there's Dementia Titans. Yeah, the whole tribalism thing in games, it's like, on the one hand, I feel like I should be RP enough that I should get into it, but at the other time, it's like, I really don't care. I remember when, in the latter days of Guild Wars, that there's the game Ion, or Aeon, however you pronounce it, came out where you're supposed to pick between, like, being an angel or a demon character. Look-wise, they weren't actually angels or demons, but whatever. And you know what I based my decision on? Was which one had the better crafting bank trading post map. And I think that was like the demon side. Initially I played on the Elios, the angel side. And I thought their crafting area was laid out well, but they were so far away from the bank and your account vault that it really kind of sucked. The other side laid out their city a little bit better, I think. Oh yeah, did I talk to Tech? I guess I talked to him. Oh, we have friends. I don't want to actually... there's a Rage Titan over there. But I do want to get this key down. We can get him down. Yes. Toss an assassin out there to distract. Oh, okay, actually we're doing alright. Need to start burning some of these Fury Titans down before we get too many of them. So actually, the Horde for Life thing, genuine curiosity. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about, you know, Warcraft lore or anything like that. But I have seen that the people that are for the Horde are, like, really passionate about it. What is the appeal? And I don't mean that in a disparaging way at all. I'm just genuinely curious. Why so much passion for the Horde? Are there any specifics? Coast. Because trolls. Port side has better content. Yeah. Like better missions, better dungeons, better stories, I assume. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those things where you'd like both sides to be, you know, have the same opportunities, I guess. Like maybe the same dungeon, but they're reskins or something. I want them to be mechanically similar. Kids usually go Alliance. Well, I think that's kind of the knee-jerk thing. It's like Alliance looks, like skin-wise, looks like, quote, the good guys. You know, whereas you see Horde, it's like, oh, it's all these, you know, trolls, goblins, whatever. So you think in Lord of the Rings speak. It's like, well, you can play with the humans or you can play with the orcs. And I think that shorthand, you know, is kind of... I picked Alliance and Hearthstone. Goody two-shoes, yeah. Oh, hey, we have the webs here. And I can pull in another summon here. I'm a little nervous about summons, though, because they don't disengage from patrols, although it would be helpful to fight Smoke Phantom. Alright? I'm starting to enjoy using the summons just because it's like, okay, what am I going to get? Ouch. That's because Alliance has a better legendary card. Oh, in Hearthstone. Yeah. I think I tried to play Hearthstone once. I mean, I kind of wanted to have a good a CCG game to play. I kind of liked Hearthstone, but it seems to me it forces you to PvP. And I'm not a big PvP player, even when it comes to a card game. How pathetic is that? You know? I'm watching these patrols. These patrols are all like really close to each other. Here, I might be able to get these Morganites. These Morganites are off on their own. That's a formula I like. Come on, Kaya, go down. Oh, there's another key in there. You can pretend your opponents are AI. You know, actually, I did. I take it back. I played. There's a online Pokemon trading card game that I played quite a bit for a while, and yeah, it had, you could play versus AI, but you could play against other people. That one I did play against other people, and I did actually enjoy that. That was a good one. You know what I'm not a fan of? Actually, I would like PvP stuff more if there wasn't like a lot of trash talk stuff that went along with it. That's the stuff I don't like. And I know it's not necessarily, I mean, it's not exactly like you're playing League of Legends level of trash talk or a Call of Duty lobby kind of a thing, but still. It's a side of gaming, it's kind of the dark side of games. Like, it's like, come on guys, just here to have fun. I'm not here to be emotionally broken. Now we got a lot of groups here. And there's a Morganite key, and he is down. Let's get this guy. You know, the PvP that I like the most, actually, is in racing games. Because that's like... it's a very one-on-one thing. Not even one-on-one, it's one versus team. Or one versus just a bunch of other guys. You're just a nameless guy and a mass of people all struggling to be first across the finish line. That stuff I'm okay with. I think Pierogi plays, oh, the Pokemon game. Can't talk with your opponent unless you add them. Ah, and you can mute their emotes, which he suggests you do. You know, there was a game, it was a mobile game made by the Clash of Clans guys. Was it Clash Royale? I played that for a little bit, and I kind of liked that, but and it doesn't have a chat thing, so you couldn't really grief people, or at least in theory you couldn't, and yet they still found a way to annoy the hell out of me. They would spam these few emotes they had. Oh, we're gonna need to back up. Gonna need to back up. Smoke Phantom is... yeah, they would just spam emotes the whole time, and it's like, come on, guys, just play. It was such a minimal thing, and yet it still really irritated me. Ops is down. You're creating a big mess of... I should totally be disengaging, but I'm not. Okay, now they're breaking through. Okay. They were kind of as they were kind of balling up on stuff. Ooh, that was a nice splinter. I was kind of tempted to stick with it, but... oh, hang on a second. I need to run away. I'm running away. I'm going to need to take a momentary break. Oh, my Necromancer is dead. I'm going to run out the door here, and I will pause for a few minutes. Just gotta talk to my wife for a few minutes. Oh, yes. For Christmas, my wife bought me a recording sign that I can put in my window that lights up, that tells me when I'm streaming, and I forgot to turn it on. I'm sorry.
Your own fault.
It is my fault. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back shortly. Let's see.
Yes, Carrot. I see the timer there.
Remember to be kind to retail workers.
Yes, my wife has a message for everyone in chat. Please be kind to retail workers. She had a day. She had an adventure, and I just realized I'm not wearing my glasses. Why the hell can't I see anything? So, oh, have you decided on anything for dinner tonight? What do you feel like? Saturday nights, I always take her out to dinner.
Someplace where I can get some alcohol, I think would be nice.
Some place where you can get alcohol. Hey, chat, what's the recommend on places to get alcohol? Ordinarily, like every other week or so, we'll go to the Mexican restaurant and we'll get margaritas. And now Eagle has been in the stream, and he now knows that about me. So every time he shows up, he's like, "Hey, you got your wife a margarita yet?"
Oh no!
You are known on the internet, dear.
I'm the margarita lady.
You're the margarita woman. Baby Carrot says hello.
Oh, hello.
She says hello back. I don't know how the microphone works with like ambient stuff, so. Alright, let's see. I need to get my dead tiger back to life. Necromancer is back to life. Baby Carrot also says customers are poos.
Oh, the customers were fine.
Oh, and he recommends just go to the alcohol store. You know, which is viable.
Yes, they're probably closed by now.
Oh, I don't know. I bet that one over by what's it?
By the dollar store.
The dollar store. Yes, the alcohol store next to the dollar store. That one's open. Those are open like 24 hours a day. Oh shoot. Okay. We are about to get spammed. Oh, it's just Marganites. They're not an issue. If I can get them crippled. Yeah, we did the margarita thing last week, though, I think, so.
Margarita anyway.
I say, yeah, you can get a margarita anywhere. Anywhere that. Yeah, don't get a margarita at places that don't have liquor licenses. Guy might have mixed it up in the back of his car for all you know, so. You don't want that. Oh, this torture web is on its own. Alright. Hopefully, I can get this guy. Ouch! Oh shoot, here comes reinforcements. Get the other torture web. Kill them before they can... Guys, I don't know when or where or how exactly, but I expect we're gonna die here in the Foundry. We'll see what happens. Oops. I'll go ahead and fight this group. Okay. So. Starting to overact. Oh, there's another torture web over there. Should not be worrying about them. Oh shoot, there's a rage titan. Nope. Okay. When you lose a party member, that's the time to run away. That's why I need to get an emote of the you know, from what's it? Monty Python Holy Grail, the run away. I need to get that and bind it on the key so I can play that on stream. Because I do run away a lot. Oh Jesus. Okay, we're getting poisoned and crippled and all kinds of bad things. I'm basically in the last chamber of this gigantic, horrible, evil dungeon. And I'm at half party. Oh! Oh, I did not see that. I got a Morganite gemstone drop. I'm at least going to go get that. That's for sure. Oh, I see what my ranger was trying to do. She wants to go res those people. I appreciate the spirit, but not right when there's bad guys right there. There we go. Guys, my wife cannot make heads or tails of this game. She's
I
like,
could if I wanted.
you could have. Yeah, that is true. You could if you wanted to. Yeah, this is just my Saturday thing.
Yeah, this brings back memories of sitting next to you on the sofa watching you play this.
Probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense on its own, I'm sure. That group is really annoying. I'm gonna go around here and see if I can get that dementia Titan. Dementia. It means insanity. Adam's Family Value is one of our favorite movies. Okay, we've got... Alright, it's Rage Titan time. Because he's about to try to hurt me. Yeah, I'm in DO. Yeah. Dementia's kind of the thing around here. As is pain, and oh shoot. There's so much stuff. Oh, no wonder. Someone went and tried to res our Mesmer. You know what I need to do before I need to go grab this Morganite stone. In case we wipe. Okay, I got it. Oh. I'm just as Baby Carrot, I'm just as confused as she is. I need to expand my experience more instead of the story a trillion times. Oh, Carrot, have you not been in Domain of Anguish before? Honestly, it's been so long since I played the story, I don't really remember the story or much of what's going on either. It's just that this place is a very dangerous, difficult place to be. And I'm in normal mode. I'm in the, quote, easy mode version. Oh, hey, there's some Dream Riders volunteering to die. Oh, good grief, there's a giant group over there. Alright guys, that's the group I'm gonna die to. Over there. And here they come. Oh, there's a torture web. There's 2 torture webs. 3 torture webs. And there come the meteors. Time to back up. Run away. Try not to have anyone die this time. Alright, we might be able to get this Morganite. Alright, we did. Let's get these other Morganites. To avoid the Titans. Oh, maybe played it years ago. Yeah. Oh, and now we have a new problem. Fury Titans. Annoying. Another Fury Titan. Alright, what do we have? There's an Anarchy. Healer needs to die. General video gaming thing. Kill the healer first.
Makes sense.
Yep. Alright. We did not die to that group. My wife is disappointed. She wanted to see me die on stream. Yeah, I should be able to get this group. What time? Oh, it's 5 to 6. Oh no, they didn't interrupt the assassin. He's out there killing stuff. Oh, but we're about to get patrolled. Oh, my torture webs again. Darn it. Giant spiders that drop meteors from the sky. I don't like them.
Oh, yeah.
And I just killed my necromancer, and well, both of my necromancers. Oh, this might be it. I'm running. I'm running. Oh, I just realized my consets are out. Oh, Raccoons, what elite skill is that you're using? That is Together as One. It's one of the anniversary skills. What I think, was it the 15-year anniversary of the game? They had abandoned the game development for a while, but they did come back at the 15th anniversary and introduced some new skills. And it's kind of like a Paragon shout. You know, for 16 seconds, all your party members deal extra damage and gain +7 health regeneration. It's quite nice. It's now I was not around for the 15-year anniversary, and apparently it's a special quest gives you an item that you need to have in your inventory. If you have this item in your inventory and you go out into the world, it spawns special bosses that you can then capture these special skills from. Now, like I said, I wasn't around for the anniversary, but when I first started streaming, there was a guy, oh shoot, they are coming for me. I am not ready to, nope, I am not ready to take them on. When I first started streaming, there was a viewer in chat who said, hey, you know, there are these anniversary skills, you know, would you like, you know, help capturing them? I was like, sure. I didn't know what they were. So yeah, he had it in the item in his inventory. So he helped me capture this one. There are new skills for each class. The other one I hear a lot about is Heroic Refrain for Paragons. It's supposed to be really, really good. I couldn't tell you what it does off the top of my head. But it's also a very popular, powerful one. They also introduced some special anniversary weapons, but I don't know much about those. Raccoons, you can get them as someone has the boss summon stone. Yeah, that's pretty much how I got it. It's the only anniversary skill I have. I believe it comes around every anniversary now, so in April, that quest is going to be active again, so you have a chance to get it in your inventory again. I'm looking forward to that, because I do want to get it for the other classes. Alright, my party is back alive. Now, I'm going to bring up a summon, another smoke phantom. I'm also going to bring up consets, because I want this to go faster. There's still one torture web over there, along with 4 Dream Riders. Here he comes. But he is going to be shut down. Oh, somebody just whispered. Oh, Meg. Hey there, Meg. Let's see. Skills. Heroic Refrain. 13 seconds. Target non-spirit ally gains +3 to all attributes and reapplies every time a chant or a shout ends. Nice. Oh, and Nightbot wants me to drink more water. It's an automated thing I have set up. Chat. How do I check how old my account is? If you type in /age, it tells you, in my case, I've played this character for 4,000 hours over the past 194 months. And it also tells you how long you've been in a particular map. I've been in this map for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Which, it's a big map. Yeah, thanks there, Carrot. Meg. Appreciate that. Alright, time for more Titans. Which means more spawns. At least they're not Rage Titans, though. I do not like Rage Titans. I was thinking, if I manage to actually finish Foundry, I'll actually have enough gemstones that I can try to get one of the Copper Whispers and see if we can get one of the rare rewards out of that. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it, though. Given how close some of these calls have been. Just keep coming up. We're about to get more friends. Yep, here they come. But this is actually going to be the last. Oh, this is going to be the last group. And then the room will be clear. And then I can actually finish up the quests, in theory. Oh, Carrot, I'm 200 months old. This is my brother's account, but you've had it longer. Oh, across all... Yeah, it also tells you how much you've played across all characters. So I've played this one for 4,000. This is 4,000 hours. This is my main character. Across all characters, I've played for 7,000 hours.
There were times back in the day when I called myself a Guild Wars widow.
Yeah. Still feel bad about that, to be honest. Alright, so I think I've cleared the room for how many months? For me, it was like, what, 192?
Yeah.
194 months.
16 years.
Yeah. I started playing in, I believe, November of 2005. I was not there when the game launched. Because the game launched in April. I didn't start playing until, like, September or November. You're at 199, so yeah, you're closer to release than I was. All right, now the quest. Well, I've forgotten what we're even supposed to be doing in here. I know of at least 3 other forgotten prisoners who have survived their time inside the Foundry. Oh god, it's gonna make me pronounce their names. Silzesh, Captain Valkis, and General Zarch. Rescuing them would be a great boon to our cause, particularly Zarch, who is our greatest leader. Will you help me rescue them? Yes. Hello there. I'll rescue you. Oh, shoot. Rescue. And it just spawns a ton of... Oh my god. Oh, well, at least they didn't blind me. I get. That was not cool, Silzesh. spawning all those guys right on top of me. Okay. Alright, we've got it under control now. I don't think I ever received that boss stone. I'll check my inventory. Yeah, it was part of like an anniversary event quest you had to do. You pick it up in like Lion's Arch or something. You have to do a little quest, and then he awards you this stone. I think it's called like proof of courage or proof of triumph or something like that. All right, here's Captain Valkus. Are you gonna spawn a bunch of enemies on my head? Probably. Proof of triumph. Okay, thank you, Coast. Yep. Oh, it spawned torture webs. Damn it. I hate torture webs. And the Dream Riders that come along with them. Fortunately, we had enough minions where it didn't really matter all that much. Alright. Raccoons, you had to do certain missions in each region of each campaign. Oh, okay. Seasonal? Like one mission a region. I think it's like once a year. But once you have the item in your inventory, you can put the item in your account storage and just pull it out when you need to go capture a skill. I think that's how it works. Alright, here's Zarch. Let's see what enemies he spawns for us. A lot of Dementia Titans. Oh, he's not as bad as the others, I think. I didn't catch what you said. Alright. Escape through the back exit to the foundry. I think we're getting close. Honestly, I haven't been this far into this one in like 15 years, so I don't remember. In theory, well, that's the end of the map, so the Black Beast of Arg, none shall escape, prepare to die. Oh, alright. Got more fighting. I wondered where the Black Beast of Arg was. I keep seeing references to it, but I don't recall ever seeing it. Oh, there it is. And it's a giant roller beetle. Oh my god! Churning earth, so much churning earth. We've lost half our party. Running away. Oh shoot, no, I can't run away. Alright. Desperation move. I had res scrolls. I'm this close to the end of the game, I don't want to... Or not the end of the game, but the end of the level. I don't want to wipe. Is the Black Beast down? Okay, Black Beast is dead. I don't know who killed him. Scary. They killed my pet, but I can always get him back up. They're really close, yeah. I was like, ah. Remembered at the last minute I had res scrolls with me. One more. Oh, Coast says there's one more group. I'm scared. Alright. I cannot thank you enough for rescuing us from the clutches of these Morganite butchers. Together, perhaps one day, we shall see the end of them. Alright, okay. The Fury... Guardians of Kamali. I have no idea what they are. Oh, they look like terror webs, though. Well, here, I'll let the assassin take bulk. Oh, I got... Shoot. Oh, okay. This is a wipe. Oh my god.
Is your hair on fire?
Oh, I'm so dead. Yeah, but that's the end of it. Oh, Coach, watch out. So you hungry?
Yep.
I have died. Should run away. Oh, you're right. I could have run away. I thought I had to fight them because the Forgotten guys were still there, but they weren't part of my party anymore. So I didn't need to protect them. Oh well, knowledge for next time. Anyway, I'm going to return to Outpost, and I'm going to start signing off. I actually call that a pretty good run, though. I managed to get through all the zones, with the exception of Foundry. But I got farther in Foundry than I ever have before, so I'm going to call that good. I'm happy. Yes, raccoons, thank you. So tomorrow I'm probably going to be streaming normal time. That'll be on my new account. It'll be on my monk character who just got into factions, and she just got to factions, so I'm going to start taking her through the city. So we'll precast shelter. Yeah, that would have been good. I'm going to have to read up on that fight. You know, that's not one that you just or that's evidently not a fight that you just kind of jump into the way I just tried to do. But anyway, I'm happy. That's good. But yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow on my other account, and we'll see what happens. Oh, I should see if there are any likely raiding targets, any people playing Guild Wars that I can raid. Let's see. Eagle. Okay, it's got to be Eagle. Yep. See you, Carrot. Scout Striker. Eagle is getting off. Oh, darn it. All right. Let's see. Well, who else is... Oh, Eagle was running Hero's Ascent. Okay. Oh, Cannibal Cain is going. He was going to raid me. Stop him. Stop him, Scout. Because I'm... Damn it, Eagle. Eagle. I just heard... Thank you, Eagle, for the raid. Hello, Deception. Oh, first time chat, Deception. Hello. No, I didn't mean damn it, Eagle. I mean, yeah, you did beat me. I was literally about to go, now I must stay on. No, I can't. Yeah, Eagle. See, Eagle knows it's Margarita night. So here's
He can't.
He can't. Yeah, I can't stay because I need to take this one out for drinks. This is the way Saturdays work around here. You know,
So,
drinky time. Anyway, I am actually going to send. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. I just almost finished a Domain of Anguish run. I failed at the end of Foundry, but whatever. I got farther than I was expecting to get. But I'm actually going to send you guys over to Cannibal Cain Gaming, who is doing I don't know what, but it looks like he's in posts here in Ascalon. So we will see. Thank you for the raid again, Eagle. Hello, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Let me see if I can spell this guy's name right. Cannibal Cain Gaming. I'm going to put up my closing screen, and there shall be a raid notice shortly. Yep, have a good night to you too, Eagle, and have a good night, everybody else. We'll see you next time.
Awesome. And that's why, well, a raid. We got ourselves a raid by Ellicott. Ellicott. Welcome, Raiders. I am Cannibal Cain Gaming. Call me Cain. We're having a 12-hour stream because of you beautiful animals. It's a celebration of reaching 200 followers, 200 friends in the pack. We're playing Guild Wars. Yes. We're blitzing it. You want to see? So we're Fort Rannoch. In our age, we've been playing for 1 hour and 56 minutes on this character. It's not really much. We're not doing a speed run per se. It's just I want to know if we beat